Every second, your brain is making thousands of decisions, big and small. Yet the power of a single mighty decision can change the entire trajectory of your life. The decisions we make shape our reality and write the story of who we become. At this moment in time, we already are the product of the story we keep on telling ourselves. To understand the profound impact of our decisions, we must look under the hood at what's happening in the brain. Our decisions don't just spontaneously arise. They are the result of neural networks firing based on our experiences, beliefs, and emotional patterns. When we face a decision, our brain automatically tries to make sense of it through the lens of the past. It searches for similar patterns and attempts to automate the decision based on cognitive biases and habit loops developed over years of experience. But every so often, we have an awakening, a realization that our default patterns are leading us away from our highest goals and values. In this pivotal moment, something miraculous happens in the brain. Let me paint a vivid picture for you through an example. You've had one of those days, you know the kind. By the time you walked through the door in the evening, you were running on fumes. After a quick shower and a hurried dinner, you collapsed onto the couch, remote in hand. Another mindless binge-watching session was calling your name like the sirens of relaxation after a hard day's labor. But then your phone rings, an interruption that would potentially redirect the entire course of your life. It's your best friend sounding unusually animated. Hey, you've got to get over to 123 Main Street right now. There's this crazy thing happening. Anyone who shows up in the next hour gets $1 million cash, no strings attached. I already got mine. $1 million? Your brain tries to process this tantalizing information through the fog of your weariness, but there's no mistaking the urgency in your friend's voice. In that split second, you face a pivotal decision. Would you surrender to the gravitational pull of your nervous system's default settings of inertia and scarcity? Or would you make the mighty decision to go after that $1 million opportunity that feels so elusive? If you're like most humans, the answer is obvious. You leap into action, fueled by visions of abundance. Because in that crystalline moment, something profound happened in your neurology. Your brain's vision centers lit up with possibility, and your neurochemistry disrupted its homeostatic patterns to prioritize this incentive. This is the same reprogramming software you must recruit to manifest your mightiest visions. It's about convincing your deeper intelligence systems, beyond the conscious mind's doubts, that your ultimate desired outcomes are irresistibly compelling to experience. The secret is using your body's visualization technology. Let yourself vividly experience the euphoric emotional payloads and visceral textures of having already actualized your grandest dreams. This reinforces your nervous system to crave their tangible manifestation. At first, the fear mind will bombard you with doubts. It's not safe, or I don't deserve this. But keep nurturing the vision, and those echoes will quiet as your somatic system upgrades to embrace these new expansive possibilities. Here's the key. Your nervous system is currently calibrated to operate within certain biological and emotional ranges based on your past experiences. Feeling deep joy and fulfillment for an extended period actually stretches your system's current capacity, making you feel utter discomfort. Just like you can't run a marathon without training your body's endurance over time, you can't immediately access transcendent states of bliss and abundance if your baseline neurology hasn't been conditioned for it. So when you visualize your dreams vividly, you're not just imprinting new thought patterns, but expanding your biochemical skills with new happiness hormones like oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin, updating your entire psychosomatic operating system for higher frequencies. Negative emotions like fear, anger, and scarcity have likely been your nervous system's default go-to states based on years of neural wiring. But consistent visualization gradually convinces your body that these high-vibe states of enthusiasm, gratitude, and love are now the safe, preferable way to experience life. From the moment we emerge into this world, our nervous systems are highly imprintable, soaking up the emotional atmospheres and behavioral patterns that surround us like a sponge. Our primal neurology is quite literally being coded during those formative years based on the blueprints it experiences. If we were birthed into environments of insecurity, chaos, or scarcity, either physically or emotionally, Our neurobiology took note. This is how life is, the deeper mind registered as it mapped its pathways for interpreting reality. So if a child's environment was rife with parental anger, criticism, or emotional unavailability, the nervous system coded those as the operative norms. Love is conditional. I'm not safe to be vulnerable. Negativity is the reality I must armor myself against. Those early neural inscriptions then became self-fulfilling prophecies, producing the thoughts, behaviors, and emotional patterns that continually recreated and reinforced those initial premises. The programming persisted by gravitational biological rote. Being frequently dismissed, ignored, or discouraged from pursuing one's passions and curiosities communicates an underlying anxiety about life itself through the emotional subtext. The nervous system decodes this imprinted anxiety as the status quo. It's not safe to dream too big or take risks. Over the decades, these primal emotional blueprints become calcified into our automatic unconscious habits, fear patterns, and limited self-perceptions. We perceive our realities not through unconditioned perspectives, but through the colored lenses of that early neural coding. And thus, negative constricted emotions like anger, scarcity, and unworthiness arise as our default physiological responses because our somatic intelligence was quite literally trained in those emotional modalities from our most formative experiences. That became our psychobiological comfort zone, dysfunctional yet innately familiar. That's what we came to call me. This is why visualizing our soul's highest visions can feel so disruptive and unnatural at first. We're attempting to override the neurological programming of an entire lifetime, stepping out of that ingrained negative patterning into the expansiveness of love, abundance, and radical possibility. It requires repeated exposure, disciplined emotional rehearsals through our visualization practices for our nervous systems to reorient to these elevated frequencies. Like gradually stretching muscles that have atrophied from disuse, the heart must slowly build its tolerance and capacities for these rapturous states of joy, gratitude, and inner peace. Every time we consciously breathe through the fear mind's protests of, "This is too good to be true," and choose to remain immersed in the visceral feelings of our dreams manifesting, we're reinforcing a new somatic curriculum. The doubts slowly dissolve as the body's cellular memory starts overriding its former coding. It's an alchemical initiation into our true divine nature, a shedding of the conditioned ego and emotional armor we required for survival. As we become pregnant with the living dream through our consistent somatic practice, we give energetic birth to the greatness we've chosen to embody. With time, it becomes easily sustainable for your neurobiology to be the millionaire, the joyful creator, the awakened expressions you've chosen as your new set points of being. Your channel has been recalibrated to those empowered frequencies. And once the new encodings have taken root, the universe begins reflecting our newly integrated self back to us in high definition. Opportunities, connections, and synchronicities continually affirm the realities we've been disciplined in feeling, seeing, and knowing as true. For you become what you've inwardly agreed to embrace as your energetic norm. This is the miracle of human neuroplasticity, of our soul's ability to author itself anew with focused, unwavering intention. So keep visualizing, nurturing those blissful neurochemical cocktails, and watch how your system's capacity for lasting joy exponentially expands. Then, when opportunities for growth or million-dollar moments arise, your nervous system will effortlessly rise to meet them from its newly activated potential, no longer resisting from fear. For it has been trained in the embodied skill of embracing the experiences you've chosen to live as your eternal norm. Now let's bring in some practical tools for expanding our capacity for positive emotions, even when faced with ingrained traumatic patterns and limiting narratives. One of the most powerful tools we have is a conscious, immersive visualization and embodiment practice, not merely fantasizing about our dreams, but a full sensory meditation that bathes our nervous systems in the visceral felt experiences of having already achieved our aims. Begin by settling into a comfortable posture, softening the areas of your body that tend to grip or tense up. Consciously relax your facial muscles, shoulders, belly. Bring your awareness to the subtle sensations of your breathing. As you breathe fully into your abdomen, imagine drawing energy and aliveness into your core with each inhalation. Feel yourself becoming centered and anchored in this present moment reality. Once you feel grounded, call to mind a vision that's been tugging at your heart and soul, a dream, accomplishment, or state of being that you yearn to experience in its full manifested glory. Simply hold that inspiring image in your mind's eye. Now start amplifying the details of this vision, flashing it out with multisensory richness. What would you see, hear, smell, taste, and feel as this experience becomes tangibly real for you? Squint your eyes slightly, as if you're truly present within that scene, playing it out vividly in your mind's cinema. Pretend this is no longer an exercise, but an advanced preview of your forthcoming reality. You are already wholeness, experiencing the achievement of this milestone, the integration of this new empowered self. Become immersed in the emotional textures of triumph, peace, ecstatic joy, or profound fulfillment this envisioning catalyzes. If feelings of doubt, fear, or your inner critic try to insert themselves, simply notice those patterns and allow them to move through you with each outbreath. You are the sky, they are merely clouds passing through your vision. Stay focused on embodying the feelings and sensations this vision evokes. Now take it one layer deeper. Notice the changes in your body's biochemistry as you truly embrace the reality of this vision as your new norm. How does your breath and heart rate respond? What temperature, tingling, or wave-like pulsations ripple through you? These are the euphoric, high-frequency vibrations that come with resonating in your highest manifestation. Let these blissful hormones and neuropeptides like oxytocin, endorphins, and dopamine wash over your cells. This is the molecular signature you're imprinting as your desired set point. Again, if old narratives of victimhood or trauma attempt to reassert themselves, consciously breathe through them with self-compassion. Thank them for their service, but reinforce that this new reality is your imperative now. You are no longer a character defined by past limitations. With each in-breath, amplify the positive feelings you're summoning forth in your somatic awareness. With each out-breath, you're purging any latent energies of constriction or fear that would misalign with this newly activated presence you're birthing. Keep bathing in this lucid experiential stream for as long as you can sustain it viscerally, continually observing the cascading series of internal state shifts unfolding in response. You are becoming the literal embodiment of your highest desires from the inside out. This is cutting-edge neurosculpting technology. You are utilizing your body's innate consciousness coding mechanisms to overwrite any disempowering programs from the past with the new biological software of your choosing. The more you embrace and amplify these transformational signals with immersive, self-directed rehearsals like this, the more your autonomic nervous system recognizes these states as your preeminent point of attraction, continuously upregulating your inner atmosphere to harmonize at these transcendent frequencies. Make no mistake, you are actively stretching your psychosomatic container to receive, sustain, and radiate higher revelations of joy, peace, and limitless potential. The traumas, poverty codes, and fear-based patterning of your past become the flickering shadows of an old self left behind, as your increased energetic coherence makes entertaining those deflating resonances biologically nonsensical. With diligent practice, living as the manifestation of your dreams grows more grounded, natural, and biochemically familiar than any outdated sense of doom could ever feel to your upgraded neurobiology. For you've evolved beyond those diminished constructs into your full capacities of creatorship. So practice often with enthusiastic zeal, dear visionary architects. Alchemize your intentions into tangible soul quakes within you. Soon you'll look back in awe at how you've expanded the very atmosphere enveloping your life experience into harmonic resonance with your greatest visions, not through struggle, but through the disciplined art of embodying a new normal. You were born for this greatness, to alchemize heaven on earth within you. Allow this daily practice to continue reminding you of that sacred truth. I really hope this video helped you. Thank you for watching.